Seniors. If your penis is no longer as hard as it used to be. If your body feels slower to respond. If your energy feels drained no matter how much you rest. If intimacy feels like it's slipping away not because you want it to, but because your body just won't cooperate. Then hear me out. It's not just getting old. In most cases, it's something much simpler and much more fixable. 3 specific vitamin deficiencies that your body silently needs. My name is Dr. Jonathan Hale, and for over 30 years I've helped men over 60 restore their strength, energy, and yes, their confidence without dangerous drugs or endless prescriptions. Here's something most doctors won't tell you. And today, I'm going to share 3 essential vitamins that can help improve blood flow, boost testosterone, and bring your vitality back. And often the solution doesn't start in the pharmacy. It starts in your kitchen. But stay with me because I'll also reveal the number 1 mistake most seniors make when taking these vitamins. A mistake that could be quietly canceling out all your progress. And I'll show you exactly how to avoid it starting tonight. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important health update for men over 60. And in the comments, tell me, have you noticed your energy or performance slipping over the last few years? Type yes or no below. And let's talk about it. Let's begin with something that most men don't realize could be quietly draining their energy and performance after 60. Years ago, your body made it naturally without you thinking twice, especially if you spent time in the sun. But as the decades go by, the levels of this nutrient start to fall. And when they do, so can your stamina, your drive, and even your mood. I'm talking about vitamin D. People often call it the sunshine vitamin, but for men in later life, it can be the foundation for reclaiming physical strength and self-confidence. And the truth is, very few give it the credit it deserves. One patient of mine, Harold, a 69-year-old former train conductor, came to see me about something that had been bothering him for months. In his words, "I still want to be close to my wife, but my body just doesn't seem to respond anymore." It wasn't a lack of affection or interest, it was his body signaling that something was off. In Harold's case, the starting point to turning things around wasn't medication. It was correcting a vitamin D deficiency. Most of us were taught that vitamin D is only important for bone health, or that it's something children need as they grow. But in reality, it plays a direct role in how efficiently your blood vessels open and allow oxygen-rich blood to circulate not just to your muscles and brain, but to the places that make you feel like yourself as a man. When vitamin D is too low, circulation slows, fatigue sets in, and intimacy can feel unnecessarily difficult. Research shows more than 40% of adults over 60 have a deficiency, including men who stay active, eat well, and take good care of themselves. One of vitamin D's hidden jobs is helping your body produce nitric oxide, a natural chemical that keeps blood flowing smoothly. Without it, not only performance, but mental clarity, endurance, and even recovery after activity can suffer. The good news? Getting levels back up doesn't require complicated routines. 15 to 20 minutes of gentle morning sun, eating more salmon, tuna, or fortified dairy products, and, if needed, using a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement can bring results in a matter of weeks. D3 is the form your body uses best. I've seen men who avoided long walks because of fatigue start feeling light on their feet again. They became more alert, more engaged, and more connected to the people they care about. But while vitamin D can open the door to better circulation, that's only one piece of the bigger picture. Because once your blood is moving well, your body still needs the power to keep it going, and that's where the second vitamin comes in. If you've ever wondered why you feel drained for no obvious reason, you'll want to hear this next part. Part 2, Vitamin B12, the energy generator. Seniors, vitamin B12, the fuel your body can't afford to run low on. A few years ago, I met Alan, a 72-year-old retired police officer and a proud grandfather. On the outside, he still had the posture of a man who'd spent his life protecting others. But when we sat down, I noticed the tired look in his eyes. He leaned forward and said, "Doc, I get my 8 hours of sleep. I eat my meals on time. But all day long, I feel like I'm moving through mud. My mind is cloudy, my body feels heavy, and when it comes to being close with my wife, The desire is there, but the energy just isn't. His words stayed with me, because I've heard them in different forms, from so many men. And in most cases, the underlying issue isn't complicated at all. What Alan was describing is a textbook example of vitamin B12 deficiency, a problem I see in countless men over 60. This vitamin is a key player in your body's energy system. Without enough of it, the food you eat can't be turned into usable fuel. It's like having a tank full of gas but a dead battery, the engine won't run. But the story doesn't end with energy. B12 also helps make the red blood cells that carry oxygen throughout your body to your muscles, your brain, and yes, to the areas that keep intimacy alive. When your red blood cell count is low, it's not just your stamina that suffers. Your focus fades. Your motivation drops. Even small tasks can start to feel like a burden. The tricky part is that as you age, your body becomes less able to absorb B12 from food. So even if you enjoy meat, eggs, or dairy, it might not be enough. That's why so many older men feel tired, weak, or mentally foggy even when every other health marker looks normal on paper. The body is simply running on a deficit, and it can't hide that forever. The solution can be surprisingly straightforward. For many men, taking a high-quality B12 supplement daily is enough to see results within weeks. In more severe cases, a doctor might recommend B12 injections, which deliver the vitamin directly into your system for faster impact. I've seen men go from nodding off in their armchair every afternoon to walking the park with their grandchildren, laughing, telling stories, and feeling present in the moment again. One man even told me, "It's like someone turned the lights back on in my life." That's the power of correcting a deficiency you didn't know you had. But as important as energy is, it's only one part of the equation. Your body also needs protection, something that keeps your blood vessels healthy, reduces inflammation, and supports the hormones that define your vitality. That's where our third vitamin comes in. Some call it the fertility vitamin, but its benefits go far beyond that. Without it, testosterone levels and circulation can quietly slip away. Let's take a closer look. Part 3, Vitamin E, the vitality protector. Vitamin E, often called the fertility defender, but its value goes far beyond that. I remember meeting Leonard, a 70-year-old retired commercial pilot who came to my office feeling unsettled and frustrated. "Doctor," he said, "I eat healthy, I work out, I've done everything by the book. But something feels off. My drive is lower, I'm not bouncing back from workouts like I used to. And to be honest, I don't quite feel like myself anymore." That moment stayed with me, because Leonard was not the type to neglect his health. He was disciplined, proud, and consistent with his lifestyle, yet he was missing something most doctors rarely bring up in conversation: vitamin E. Vitamin E isn't just a supplement for skin or reproduction. For men over 60, it's a powerful antioxidant, which means it helps fight the oxidative stress and inflammation that quietly damage your blood vessels, disrupt hormone balance, and affect reproductive health. This damage doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, often without obvious symptoms, until you realize you've lost some of your edge. Here's why it matters. When inflammation is allowed to build, blood flow weakens, testosterone levels dip, and energy begins to crash. It's not sudden, but it's steady. And over time, men like Leonard notice they're not performing, recovering, or feeling as sharp as before. What makes vitamin E especially important is its role in keeping your blood vessels flexible and your circulation strong. Performance, in every sense of the word, isn't just about desire. It's about getting healthy blood to where it needs to go. And when that blood flow is compromised, everything from physical stamina to intimacy can suffer. Vitamin E also supports your body's ability to produce testosterone efficiently. And after 60, maintaining healthy testosterone becomes more important than ever. Low levels don't just affect the bedroom, they influence your mood, your motivation, and your sense of purpose. The best part? Restoring vitamin E is simple and natural. Foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, and leafy greens such as spinach or Swiss chard are excellent sources. And when diet alone isn't enough, a high-quality natural vitamin E supplement can help close the gap. I've seen men like Leonard return after just a few months with renewed energy, sharper focus, and a sense of connection to life they thought was fading away. I've seen men like Leonard return after just a few months with renewed energy, sharper focus, and a sense of connection to life they thought was fading away. That's the kind of change you can feel not just physically, but emotionally as well. Why these 3 vitamins work better together? You might be wondering if each of these vitamins can help on its own. What happens when you use all 3 together? The answer is simple. They can create a powerful chain reaction that improves far more than just energy or physical performance. When combined the right way, they can change your entire experience of aging. I think back to Martin, a 68-year-old retired basketball coach. He'd been taking vitamin D for a while, later added B12 when fatigue started creeping in, and eventually included vitamin E after I explained its role in hormone balance. But it wasn't until he began using all 3 consistently, in the right amounts, that he noticed a real transformation. One afternoon, he walked into my office with a big smile and said, "Doc, I feel like someone replaced my engine with a brand new one." That's what synergy looks like. Vitamin D boosts circulation by increasing nitric oxide production. Vitamin B12 supports the creation of red blood cells, carrying oxygen through that improves circulation. Vitamin E strengthens and protects the blood vessels, while also helping regulate testosterone, the fuel behind energy and drive. On their own, they work. Together, they form what I like to call the vitality triangle: circulation, energy, and hormonal support, all working in harmony. This becomes even more important with age, because your body simply doesn't recover the way it once did. Nutrient absorption slows down, inflammation builds, recovery takes longer, and if one part of the system is weak, the whole structure feels it. But when all 3 are in balance, your body starts to remember how it used to perform. You wake up feeling more rested, your thoughts are clearer, and you respond faster, physically and emotionally. Confidence comes back. And that's something no pill can fake. Martin's story isn't unique. I've seen the same shift happen for many men who make these nutrients part of their daily life. But here's the problem: most men never get to experience these benefits. Why? Because they're unknowingly making a mistake that cancels out all the progress they could be making. The number 1 mistake most men make: one morning, a man named Samuel came into my clinic carrying a grocery bag filled with supplement bottles. He was 74, well-read, thoughtful, and clearly doing his best to take care of himself. He spread them out on my desk and said, "Doc, I've been taking all of these for months, but I'm still tired, my mind feels foggy, and nothing's improving where it matters." His disappointment was clear. And I've heard the same frustration from many men. The biggest mistake men over 60 make is thinking that just taking any supplement will work. They buy cheap, synthetic products from discount stores or the internet, assuming all vitamins are the same. But they're not. The form, the quality, and the dosage decide whether your body actually uses the vitamin, or just flushes it out. Take vitamin B12 for example. Most generic brands use a form called cyanocobalamin, which many older bodies can't process effectively. The better choice is methylcobalamin, the active form your body can use right away. The same applies to vitamin D. D2 is cheaper, but far less effective than D3. And with vitamin E, synthetic versions often miss the complete range your body needs for hormone and circulation support. The second mistake? Inconsistency. Taking a vitamin once or twice a week when you remember won't bring lasting change. Your body thrives on routine. It needs steady support to rebuild energy, restore blood flow, and balance hormones. This isn't about chasing quick fixes. It's about building a daily foundation. When Samuel switched to better quality supplements and took them every day, the change was dramatic. Within weeks, he told me he was sleeping better, waking up with more energy, and, in his words, feeling like a man again. That transformation didn't happen because he tried harder. It happened because he did it right. Your daily vitality routine. Once men understand what works and what doesn't, the next question I hear is, "Doc, just tell me exactly what to do each day. I don't need something complicated. I just need something that works." And I respect that, because most men at this stage of life aren't looking for gimmicks. They want a plan they can actually stick to. Take Carl, a 66-year-old retired carpenter. He'd been dealing with low energy, poor sleep, and fading confidence. We didn't overhaul his whole lifestyle, we built a simple, effective routine around the 3 vitamins we've been talking about. And it made all the difference. Every morning, Carl would start his day with a full glass of water and his B12 supplement, taken with a protein-rich breakfast. After breakfast, he'd take a short 15-minute walk outside to trigger natural vitamin D production. On cloudy days or in winter, he'd take a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with his first meal. For vitamin E, he added a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds. And a drizzle of olive oil over his lunchtime salad. That was it, no extreme diets, no complicated schedules. Just small, consistent steps. Within weeks, Carl noticed more energy to play with his grandkids, more interest in being close to his wife, and a sense of confidence he hadn't felt in years. He didn't feel like a younger version of himself, he felt like a stronger, more grounded version of the man he already was. The truth is, you don't need dozens of pills or complex routines. What you need is steady rhythm, the right nutrients in the right form, and a mindset that says, I'm still in control of my health. And the moment you start, your body will thank you for it. At this stage of life, what your body needs is balance, a steady rhythm of the right nutrients, in the right form, and the right mindset that reminds you, you're still in control of your health. And yes, you truly are. Before we finish, I want to leave you with something every man over 60 should hear, but most never do. If you've ever wondered whether it's too late to feel strong, attractive, and full of life again, the answer might surprise you. I've spent over 3 decades talking to men just like you, men who've worked hard, built families, created legacies, and then one day asked themselves, why doesn't my body feel like it used to? That's not weakness. That's proof you're still fighting for the energy, strength, and connection that make life worth living. And I respect that deeply. We've covered 3 powerhouse nutrients: vitamin D, the spark that opens blood vessels and restores healthy circulation; vitamin B12, the fuel that powers your brain, muscles, and stamina; and vitamin E, the protector of your heart, supporter of testosterone, and guardian of your overall vitality. But the real magic isn't just knowing their names. It's making them part of your daily life. These vitamins don't just support your body, they support your identity, your confidence, your role in your relationships, and your ability to wake up feeling like yourself again. I've seen men who thought their best years were gone find a second wind that changed everything. Now, it's your choice. You can let this information gather dust, or you can act on it. Start that morning walk. Take those supplements with purpose. Say yes to your health and your future. Because here's the truth, it's not too late. Not even close. You still have time to rebuild strength, to reconnect, to feel like the man you know you are, fully, boldly, unapologetically. You've already taken the first step by being here. Now it's time for the next one. If this message spoke to you, give this video a thumbs up. It tells us we're making a difference. Share it with a friend, a brother, anyone who needs to hear this. Drop a comment below and tell me what resonated most, or what topic you want me to tackle next. Your voice shapes this channel. And if you'd like to support our work, even a small contribution helps us reach more men and bring you better research and production. You're not just watching a video, you're becoming part of a movement. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.